Hello. I'm gonna wait until there's a couple people on here, and then we're going to do some breath work. Alright, so I'm gonna wait until we get like one more person, and then we're gonna do some breath work together. What's up, brother? Good to see all you guys on here. Oh, my body's sore. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get started on the breath work. So, this releases natural DMT in the body, so you'll start to feel tingly sensations throughout the whole body. There's not much else to say aside from that. So the way we're going to do it is you're going to sit in a comfortable position. Let me set a timer for myself. Hang on 1 second. Let me mute my phone so I don't get bothered by anything. Give me a moment. Okay. So we're going to do this until 10:51. Okay? So get in a comfortable position. Have your legs in a meditation posture, or your legs in a very comfortable position. There's two ways you can do it. You can have your hands on your kneecaps or your hands facing up. I usually prefer to have your hands on your kneecaps, because the reason is when you're doing breath work, you want to keep the body as still as possible so that you can feel the most. At times when we're doing breath work, you want to kind of like fidget and move around, and this is a way that you're actually dissipating the energy. So you're dissipating all the things that you could potentially be healing within the body. Because the way that I like to describe the breath or breath work, and I received this as an intuitional thought when I did breath work for the very first time. This was about like 2 or 3 years ago. Since I'm an IT consultant, this is the analogy. So the breath is data, it's information. The body is the computer. And the breath is like you have a network cable that is connected to the body. And data is going back and forth. Data is going to source, to your higher self, to God, and then it's coming back into you. So whenever you start to focus on your intention... Oh, hang on. Someone is calling me. So whenever you begin to be more mindful of your breath, you can change the speed at which you're breathing at. So when you increase the speed, you send more information to source, to higher self, and you receive information back faster. So that way your higher self is in more alignment and understands what kind of things that it wants to feed to you, what kind of information it wants to feed to you. So if anyone here has ever done breath work before, you know at times you'll start to feel the tingly sensations, and it courses through the whole body. One of the things that you may encounter during breath work, if you do it longer than 10 minutes, is you may start to feel the body start tensing. Your fingers will start going like this, and that only happens when you're holding on to something. When you're holding on to a certain emotion that you're not even sure where it's coming from. I remember the very first time I did breath work, I started bawling. I started crying and releasing so much, and I had no idea why I was crying. I was just bawling, and my body contorted like this, and one of the practitioners came and placed their hands on my head and just comforted me during this time. But we're not going to go that long, so you may not experience that. So the type of breath that we're going to do is going to release natural DMT in the body. So when we do this, I want you to keep the body as still as possible. So you're going to keep your hands on the kneecaps, and notice if you want to fidget. Notice if you want to itch. Notice if you want to open your eyes. Notice if you want to stop the practice for whatever reason. But make this a dedication. Dedicate and place your willpower on what you're about to experience. Okay? So keep the body still and allow yourself to feel what comes up. If you have to cry, release it. Breath is an amazing tool so that you can start releasing emotions, so that you can start healing emotions within yourself. And these are all things that we feel on a regular basis, and we keep bottling it. We keep bottling it and pretending that it's not valid. So breath brings it up. Breath starts to squeeze out all of the emotions, I guess you could say. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and begin. So placing the hands on the knees, and go ahead and grab onto your knees, so that way if you feel the inclination or you feel the desire to move, just squeeze on your knees. Place pressure there so that you don't actually move, you don't actually itch, you don't twitch, you don't disperse any of the energy that you're going to be feeling. Okay? So this is the way it's going to work. Go ahead and place the hands on the knees, close the eyes, and I'm going to instruct you on which way to breathe. Okay, we're going to do this for the next 10 minutes, so from 10:45 to 10:55. All right. Inhale through the nose, out the nose, through the nose, out the mouth, mouth, mouth. We're going to repeat that same cycle over and over and over for these next 10 minutes. And when you do this breath, I want you to fill the belly up first. Be conscious of filling your belly up with the air first. And when you exhale, suck the belly back in towards the spine. Okay? And this is going to be a continuous breath, so we're going to keep moving forward. Alright, so now that you understand how it is, let's go ahead and go. Inhale through the nose, out the nose. Nose, mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Speeding up a little bit. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Speeding up more. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Slowing back down. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Making sure you're filling the belly up with the air first and sucking the belly back in at the exhale. Nose, 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 mouth. Keeping the body still. Mouth, mouth, nose, mouth, mouth, mouth. Speeding up again. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Slowing back down. Nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Noticing the sensations that the body's creating in this moment. Still continuing the breath. Nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Slowing the breath down even deeper. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, nose. Still being mindful of bringing the belly back towards the spine on the exhale, filling the belly up on the inhale. Nose, mouth, mouth, mouth. Speeding up a little bit more. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Speeding it up again. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Speeding up a little bit more. Nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. Deep inhale. Hold for 10 seconds. Deep inhale in. Hold, hold, hold. Place all of your attention and awareness on the heart. Hold that breath a little bit longer. A little bit longer. Exhale slowly out the mouth. Another deep inhale. Hold for 10 seconds. Deep inhale in. Hold and squeeze in on the mullaband. That is the root. That is where the sexual organs are. Squeeze that in consciously. Bring all that energy up. Hold that breath a little bit longer. Exhale, release. Last one, you're going to hold your breath for as long as you can, and then slowly exhale out the mouth. So go ahead and do so now. Deep inhale. Hold. Squeeze the mullaband, which is the root, the sexual organs. Squeeze that in and hold until you can no longer hold. And then you're going to exhale slowly out the mouth. Keep the air out. And when you keep the air out, hold for another couple seconds. And then begin to breathe normally through the nose. Noticing how crisp and fresh the air feels as it flows through the nose into the lungs. Still keeping the body still. Noticing any sensations that the body's communicating to you. And very briefly, just keep your awareness and attention between the eyebrows, where the third eye is. We're going to do a third eye exercise as we're feeling the sensations of the body. I want you to begin to create a shape. Visualize a shape where the third eye is. A circle, a triangle, rectangle, square. Any shape, any simple shape. And in your mind, begin rotating that shape counterclockwise 3 times. Once you've rotated it 3 times, take a deep inhale through the nose, hold for 10 seconds. Still keeping your awareness and attention on that shape on the third eye. Exhaling slowly out the nose. Breathing normally. Now visualizing that same shape rotating counterclockwise 5 times. Once complete, take a deep inhale through the nose, hold for an additional 10 seconds. Deep inhale in. Exhale slowly out the nose. Breathing normally. Now begin to rotate that same shape 7 times counterclockwise. Do so now. Once complete, take another deep inhale, hold for 10 seconds. Deep inhale in. Hold, focusing your awareness still on the third eye. Exhale slowly out the nose. I want you now to keep your focus on that spot where the shape is. And do your best to visualize information beginning to funnel through you. Information beginning to be gathered in that spot, going in through the body, filling your entire body with this information so that you can access it at later dates, so that you can access it in your dream states. Just be open to receive and visualize that channel flowing in through the third eye, going all throughout the body. Every inhale you take, that energy begins to flow through that space into the body. The information has now been received. So now we're going to do the same thing that we just did, rotating the shapes, but backwards. So now still focusing your awareness on the shape that you've chosen. Visualize the shape beginning to rotate 7 times clockwise. Do so now. Taking a deep inhale through the nose once complete, holding for 10 seconds. Deep inhale in. Keep your focus on that shape. If the mind wanders, bring it back. Exhale slowly out the nose. Beginning to visualize that shape once more. Rotating clockwise 5 times. Do so now. Deep inhale, holding for 10 seconds once complete. Still keeping your awareness on that shape, on the third eye. Exhale out the nose. Last one. Visualizing the shape rotating clockwise 3 times. Do so now. Deep inhale once complete for 10 seconds. Hold. Exhale out the nose. Breathing normally. When you're ready, slowly opening the eyes, completing the practice. So I hope the people who have stayed on here enjoyed that short breath work, and you can always do this type of breath work with yourself. I would recommend doing it daily, because you're bringing all that energy into the body, filtering out everything else. So thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good night. Bye.